Not everything that looks healthy, polite, or functional is actually a sign of well-being. Psychology shows that some of the most praised behaviors are often misunderstood coping patterns. Your brain may have learned to operate in a way that prioritizes survival over comfort or ease. Seeing that clearly can completely change how you judge yourself and your history. Stick with me, consider subscribing, and let's get into what's really behind this. Number 1. Apologizing for existing, fawning response. Have you ever noticed how sorry slips out of your mouth even when you've done nothing wrong? You apologize for taking up space, for asking questions, for having needs, because somewhere along the way your nervous system learned that being small was safer than being seen. This isn't politeness or low confidence. It's a survival response that taught you to soften yourself before anyone else could. Your brain still scans ordinary interactions as if they carry risk, even when the danger is long gone. And while this habit kept you safe once, it quietly drains you, hinting that what looks like manners is really something much deeper. Number 2, being unusually calm during crises. When everything falls apart and you're the calm one in the room, it can feel like a strange superpower. Psychology shows this calm often comes from growing up around chaos, where your nervous system had no choice but to adapt. Emergencies don't shock you because your baseline was already intense. You can handle extreme pressure, make clear decisions, and steady others. Yet a raised voice or small conflict can undo you. That contrast isn't a flaw, it's the mark of a system trained to survive worst-case scenarios, quietly suggesting that your strength in chaos may be covering an alarm that never fully shuts off. Number 3. Hoarding resources and over-preparing. Maybe you keep extra money hidden, stockpile supplies, or prepare for problems that haven't happened yet, and part of you doesn't know why. This behavior often grows out of early scarcity, when having nothing felt terrifying. Your brain learned to guard resources the way a hungry animal would, using preparation to calm an internal alarm. The control feels soothing, even if it never creates real safety. You're not greedy or irrational. You're trying to protect yourself from a loss you once couldn't survive, and that constant preparation hints that the threat you're responding to isn't really outside anymore. Number 4. Testing relationships through push-pull behavior. Have you ever caught yourself pushing someone away just to see if they'll come back? This pattern often forms when the people who were supposed to stay didn't, teaching your brain that closeness is temporary and dangerous. You might create distance, start conflict, or go quiet, not because you want drama, but because part of you is checking for safety. If they leave, it confirms what you already feared. If they stay, there's brief relief. This isn't manipulation. It's a nervous system trying to avoid surprise abandonment, even if the cost is pushing away the very connection you crave. Number 5. Inability to accept help without feeling indebted. When someone offers help, does your chest tighten before you even say yes? For many people with this pattern, kindness once came with conditions, guilt, or control. So your brain learned that every favor hides a price. You keep mental score, plan repayment, or refuse help altogether because independence feels safer than owing anyone. On the surface, it looks like good manners or strength. Underneath, it's vigilance. Carrying everything yourself protects you from being trapped again, even as it quietly reinforces the belief that relying on others is too risky to try. Number 6. Oversharing or emotional withdrawal. You might open up too fast with strangers, or you might keep even close people at arm's length with nothing in between. Both patterns come from the same place, an attachment system that never learned safe pacing. Oversharing is a reach for connection, hoping someone will finally hold what you share. Emotional withdrawal is the opposite strategy, built from learning that vulnerability leads to pain. Neither makes you broken. They're adaptations, but they often leave you lonely. Because real connection lives in a middle ground your nervous system was never taught to recognize, quietly setting the stage for what happens when you finally stop moving. Number 7. Guilt and anxiety around rest. Does slowing down make you uneasy, like something bad will happen if you stop? For many people, rest was never neutral. Stillness meant danger, criticism, or being noticed in the wrong way. So your brain learned to stay in motion. Productivity became safety. Exhaustion became proof that you're doing enough. Even now, relaxing can trigger anxiety because quiet leaves space for thoughts and feelings you once had to outrun. This isn't ambition or discipline. It's protection. And it subtly teaches your body that worth only exists when you're depleted, which spills into how safe it feels to simply be seen. Number 8. Discomfort with sustained eye contact. When someone holds your gaze a second too long, it can feel almost unbearable. That reaction isn't shyness or rudeness. Eye contact requires vulnerability, presence, and trust. And if those were once used against you, your nervous system learned to avoid them. Looking away becomes a shield. Your body is protecting you from being fully visible because visibility once led to harm. This response lives deep in the gut, not the mind. And over time, avoiding that kind of connection can quietly blur the line between being protected and feeling disconnected from yourself. Number 9, feeling disconnected from one's own reflection. Sometimes you look in the mirror and feel strangely distant, like you're observing someone else. This experience is called dissociation, and it's one of the brain's most powerful survival tools. When reality became overwhelming, your mind learned how to step away so you could endure it. That distance helped you survive moments you couldn't escape. You're not broken or detached by choice. You adapted. But when that adaptation lingers, it can feel like you never fully came back, even though the danger passed long ago, waiting quietly for it to finally be safe to return. None of these behaviors mean something is wrong with you. They mean your mind learned how to keep you safe when it mattered most. What you call habits are really old strategies, quietly doing their job long after the danger passed. Seeing them this way can soften a lot of the self-judgment you've been carrying without realizing it. If this helped you feel a little more understood, you can like or subscribe and stay with this space. And when you're ready, the next conversation explores how some of the traits that feel strange or out of place might actually point to a kind of intelligence you were never taught to recognize.